Hello, and thank you for joining me for this week's discussion. For this discussion, I chose to focus on my project, which was about the Harlem district in Albany, Georgia. I chose this district and to focus on it because it was a district of African American prominence in Southwest Georgia, and I wanted to compare its district ultimately in my dissertation with other districts in the South that were also African American and they thrived under segregation. So follow me as I discussed this project and how I was able to relate this project to the civil rights movement as well as a commercial business district in South Georgia. So, next, I would like to discuss the goal of my project. The goal of my project was to use a story map. And for my story map, I chose to look at the Harlem Business District in Albany, Georgia. I tried to place the district into different categories, categories of the commercial business district, as well as the religious section of the Harlem district, as well as the commercial district, entertainment centers, as well as residential and another area for education. I thought by using the bigger circles on the map and showing these districts that you could actually see where they were centered in the region. And then after that, I tried to make sure that I plotted the different points on the map. So I was able to plot different points, such as William G. Anderson's home, as well as the Ritz Theater, the Harlem cab business, Harlem barbershop business. That way you can see where these were, whether they belong to a commercial sect, whether they belong to a religious sect like Shiloh Baptist Church or Mount Zion Baptist Church, as well as looking at educational sects like where Monroe High School fit in and how close it was to the residential districts and streets. Also on the map, I tried to do a tour of the civil rights movement in a sect of its own because there were different points on our map in which we could pretty much like follow the different points and different steps, and we were able to see the different important parts that were part of the civil rights movement here in Albany, Georgia. So that was really important for me to do like a sidebar in a sense that way you could take a look at that portion of Albany in its own, because historically and nationally the Albany movement was able to receive its own recognition. So pretty much I focused my map on plotting the different points between looking at the different types of districts, whether it was a business district or a community district, or whether it was a residential district, and tying that into the different points that I had on my map. I believe this project is important and it matters because it is a way for me to be able to categorize the different points and regions of the Harlem district. That way, I can use it for my dissertation. That way, it can work as a sort of guide for my dissertation in a digital form, as well as if I would like to make it publicly available, it could be a resource and a reference for people to use for the district as the district is starting to be revitalized. Okay, so a couple of takeaways that I would like for a reader to take away from my project is one, I would love for them to take away how the civil rights movement fit within the Harlem district and how it was able to get roots and how it was able to spread and make a difference because of the district in which it was centered. The second takeaway that I would like for them to take away from the project is that even though the people in the Harlem community were based in segregation, they were still able to thrive. They were able to have their own entertainment. They were able to have their own business districts. They were able to have their own education in schools. And they were able to do this under the oppression of Jim Crow. And they were able to thrive and have this bustling community. So those were the main two takeaways that I would like for people to have from my project and to be able to digitize that and put it in a digital form. Thank you so much for walking through this project with me with Building Community Under Segregation. My name is Shalisha Vaughn. Have a wonderful rest of your semester.